Right, this is my Yamaha Maxim 1980 Maxim single seat conversion. Okay, so I'll show you how I did it, but just to start with, just show you how it looks at the moment, and that's just mounted on there just loosely. Okay, so I'll just take the little seat pad off, I'll show you that in a second. This one here. Okay, so this is a single seat off a Yamaha Virago 535. So just got that from the breakers. So this one, to actually make it fit, and bearing in mind I've got the standard rails still here at the moment, so I haven't cut the rails or anything like that. All I've done, the little chrome pieces here were originally the little pieces that actually go on the standard airbox, but because I've got these pod filters, put them on there. The reason for that is it actually hides these units here. So I've moved the indicators up, just done that black, and then put the chrome pieces on here. Drilled two little holes and pop riveted them in there, and they fit quite snugly actually in there, as you can see. Okay, so back to the single seat. So the seat itself, a couple of little mods they have to do actually to get it to fit. I mean, you can just basically put it on, but it'll sit too high, so you have to actually cut out this piece here. So I actually chopped it away with here, and then glued it and heated it basically to put the other piece back in. So there's a wedge, I don't know if you can see there, but there's actually a wedge that's been actually cut out of here, because originally it came this way, out that way. So I cut the wedge out, turned the wedge the opposite way, and pushed it back in and glued it. And I put this little plastic tab there, so you need some sort of little tab arrangement to locate it under the tank. Okay, and then other than that, the mounting points here are too high, so I'll chop them underneath, cut them down about 1/2 inch, and then put the rubbers back on both sides, there and there. And these brackets here facing the wrong way, so again heat them with a little bit of a blowtorch, obviously not too close to burn it, and then just turned it with some pliers. So these were originally facing this way, turned it so that they face this way. Okay, so the seat itself, as you can see, sits nicely under there, with two holes that basically just mount down there. Now if you want to do, you could just live with that as it is, and put a couple of bolts in there with maybe some dome nuts, which I had originally, but obviously you see the back part here. So on the back part I was going to go for a bag or something, but I decided to go for the seat pad, make it look a little bit like a Sportster. So the seat pad itself is one of these ones for about £10 off eBay from China. Okay, so but the seat pad itself obviously doesn't fit straight away, because it's meant for a normal curvature, and because you've got this height up here, you have to cut it down. Okay, so you basically get your knife and your chopper again, chop into the plastic seat cover and make a dish, as you can actually see under there. Okay, so originally it was all the way across there, so you have to actually scoop that out, and then take the clips off, pull the actual vinyl tight, and then re-stick it again. Okay, my stapler unfortunately wouldn't go all the way through, so it is actually a powerful stapler, so I actually super glued it, but the super glue seems to work okay. So a couple of locating things, I just put a metal bracket underneath here, a couple of little holes and a couple of pop rivets underneath this little piece here, which you probably can't see, no, but there's a couple of little pop rivets here just to keep that in place underneath the plastic here. And on the back there, just heated up a nut, and then just sunk the nut into it when it was still hot, and that basically allows the plastic itself to form around the nut and form a seal. Okay, so what you do with, obviously with the tab here, the tab goes under the seat, and this one locates at the back, which I'll show you. So I just put two rubbers under the seat there. That one's just dropped, but you get the idea. You have the rubbers underneath there. I made this little bracket here out of a draw runner, and then let's put a little tab underneath it, but you could just have it basically like a one length of plate. Doesn't need to be particularly strong, it's just a locator really. So you bolt that on there, put two bolts in, okay, and then that tab basically locates underneath like this. I'll show you all when it all fits together. Pushes down on here, and the bolt itself, I'll drill a hole through here and have the bolt coming up from the underside, so it'll actually attach down here, and I'll show you that this when it's all done.